Game ones have been nothing short of really freaking good to start off our season. And man, oh man. Today, guys, we are going in depth with just about all of the game ones, and we are going to talk about what each team could do to try and, either maintain their series lead, or if you're the team that lost your game one, what you can do to take and tie your series. And the first series we're going to talk about is the Bucks and the Pacers. And I think for the Bucks, it is extremely obvious what the Bucks need to do. Your lineup, your main rotation, needs to be Giannis, Bobby Portis, Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent Jr., and AJ Green. Now, I understand defensively AJ Green he gives you a crap ton of effort. Like, that's never the problem with AJ Green. However, right, you saw it with Indiana towards the end. They started to attack him. But even when you look here, right, just the sheer spacing that they can give you with AJ Green, right, he's going to give you threes. And when the Bucks started looking like they were actually going to get back in that game, they missed a couple open threes that would have taken, I think it was like a 15-point game, and it would have been a 8-point game. That I think if you're Milwaukee, you're like, hold on now. This could be our secret sauce. Like, this is how we take a really rough game one. And we then, right, because again, like, just look at the lineup. This is the lineup I'm talking about us having. Giannis has got 2 to 3 guys shrunk in on him. They're respecting Kevin Porter as a spacer. Halliburton comes over late, right? That is what we're talking about. This is why I think this lineup is effective, because Gary Trent can shoot. Bobby Portis kind of can shoot. And that's a different story. KPJ is a good downhill, playmaker, decision maker, whatever. And obviously you have Giannis, so you're going to respect him on the interior, which means guys are going to collapse the floor, which lets guys like AJ Green go off. I believe if the Bucks run that lineup for now, if they can steal game 2 from Indiana and you get Dame back for game 3 and presumably the rest of the series, it could get real dangerous because, Giannis dropped, I believe it was like 35 and 14, 1 and like 2 steals and 2 blocks, or a steal and 2 blocks. So Giannis gave you what Giannis was supposed to give you for the most part. I don't know if Milwaukee's going to shoot that horrendously from 3 again, right? And again, I think it's very clear that Giannis, Portis, KPJ, Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green, if they want to steal game 2, so that they get Dame back and they're back in Milwaukee and they can, take a 3-1 lead, or even, go 2-2, like they can make the series something that they have a legitimate chance in. Game 2, they need to run this lineup. I think the spacing that they can get, and again, I think Kevin Porter Jr. is a smart passer and playmaker now that, again, his role has greatly diminished from when he was in like Houston. And again, right, like now they have to respect the spacing way, way more of the Bucks with this lineup that I'm talking about. Now it's a 15-point game, right? Like, the way that they can run the floor. And again, this is the lineup I'm talking about. Like, boom, AJ Green, Bobby Portis, great little side screen action. Now it's an 18-point game. You're chipping and chipping and chipping away. 15-point game, right? Gary Trent, you lose the ball. You get it back. Back up. AJ Green from deep. 12-point game. 5 minutes left. This game looks drastically different. I genuinely believe that's the way you go. Now you might say, well, Emster, what did Indiana do? I'm not going to lie. If you're Indiana, you just keep doing what the hell you're doing. Right? Like, obviously you had a little rough stretch. Now, I don't know if they're going to have 0 field goals in 5 minutes again against this team defensively, like they did towards the end of that game. But they did try and hand them that game. But I think if you're Indiana, just maintain your pace, right? The Bucks, now, it might be a little different in this lineup, right? Because Brook Lopez is not out there, so your pace can be caught up to with, that lineup. But just maintain pace, force the issue. Halliburton, I don't think will shoot as poorly as he did again. Stay aggressive if you're Halliburton, because if not, and they don't respect you and you're not hitting your shots, things can get ugly quickly. But keep what you're doing, man. Like, you won. You were up damn near 30 for most of the game. Now, again, that fourth quarter started to show signs of the Bucks going, hold on now. We might have figured something out. But I think if you're Indiana, stay the course. You should be okay. And now we're going to get into the Clippers and Nuggets series. The Nuggets were able to steal this game, right? The Clippers were up 15 for a vast majority of this game. And part of it was Jokic, part of it was the supporting cast, like I talked about, right? Like with Giannis and Jokic, if the supporting cast can show up, that team can win a series. Aaron Gordon had like 25 or 27. Jamal was ineffective or inefficient, but he still gave you 21, 22, right? And Jokic gave you like 29 or 30, I think, or it was like 28, something like that, right? He gave you his mid to high 20s. You had the help, right? But if you're the Clippers, give Kawhi the ball more. Now, I know what you're saying, but Embiid had 7 turnovers. Yes. Some of those, quite frankly, were Kawhi just making dumb passes that you didn't need to try and make. Just go up with it. 15 shots in 41 minutes for me is frankly just unacceptable. Especially when you made 9 of them. Right? And again, you got Jamal out here. Does a great job backing him down. Gordon tries to go over to help, but he can't because he has Harden, right? So maybe that's the way you try and do it too if you're the Clippers. Try and make it so you got Aaron Gordon stuck on a Harden. You get Jamal onto him. Force the Nuggets defense, which, by the way, at the rim, they gave up 76% at the rim. So first of all, Jokic's defense is still a problem, people. Let's make that abundantly clear. When your opposing team is 77% at the rim, it's like a damn layup line. But, right, Russell go over, missed this tough lay. But again, when Kawhi was getting the ball, right, like he was doing everything you expected and needed him to do. But again, when he was out there, they weren't giving him the ball that often, and he only took 15 shots, which for me, frankly, is unacceptable. Because he is your best player, he is your best scorer, he is the guy that could make this, could have made that game even more, of a bigger gap. But you're only taking 15 shots in 41 minutes, and that includes an overtime. To me, that's unacceptable. So Kawhi needs to be heavily, heavily more involved. And then, if you're the Nuggets, you're hoping that Jamal could be even better. So let's get a look into that. Now, we're going to look at Jamal Murray's shots here, or at least some of them, and we're going to get into what he can do to make his efficiency even better, right? Because 35% from the field is horrendous. Right, like that's a good, tough move, right? Like that's a tough finish. And the start of the game was looking like playoff Jamal was back. He's hitting crazy shots, like tough step backs like this, one-legged, right? Like going crazy. But then he had a lot of shots where it's like, oh. Right? I like that pick and roll action, right? Even though he misses that, get that shot every time. If they're going to actually put Harden on Jamal, and Zubac is going to play at the level, right? Harden does a terrible job there navigating that screen. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm trying to run that play at least like 4 or 5 times in the opening sets of the game. By the way, I'm going to be honest. I know that Russ couldn't get that shot up, but I don't know why the hell they didn't just run that play. Now, I get it. Kawhi at first was guarding him, and he's a way better screen navigator than someone like Harden, but still. I know for damn sure that shot's going up. Right? So again, I think if Jamal becomes more effective, Denver might pull away. But I think the style of game that Denver had yesterday or 2 days ago is what they'll need to win this series. It's going to have to get nasty and ugly and slow. And their offense is going to just have to continue to be their offense and hope that their defense doesn't just completely collapse and, crap on itself, frankly. Like, they've got to hope for those nitty-gritty, disgusting wins. Because the first 3 quarters, or I guess, the first 3 quarters, the Nuggets offense was doing its thing, but its defense just kept giving up all the points back. So they were never actually closing the gap. It was always like, okay, it's a 5-point game now. Oh, and they gave up a 3, back to an 8-point game. Oh, they missed a 2, and now it's a 10-point game. Oh, they got a 2 back, it's an 8-point game. Like, they were never really back in it for a while. Then once the Clippers offense started stalling, again, like Kawhi was barely shooting. It was literally just became a Kawhi and Harden show. Powell was terrible. Right now, if Powell plays better, maybe this game never even gets close because it might have been a 20-plus point game. And Powell's hitting. At that point, that Denver defense has to way overextend itself. But I think if Jamal gets better looks, ultimately you're going to see a lot of games like this. But if Jamal and Jokic's 2-man game is far more dangerous for the Clippers to focus on, it's changing the whole course of this series. And then let's get into the Detroit and Knicks game. For the Knicks, what you do game 2 is very simple. And I'm going to say it very clearly. I will get even up close to the camera. Give Karl Anthony Towns the basketball. He was by far the Knicks' best offensive player. I don't want to hear, but Emster in the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson. Sure. But at the same time, Jalen Brunson going to do what he was doing if Campaign didn't go 4 for 5 in the fourth quarter. I think he had like one less point than Brunson did in the fourth. And mind you, part of the reason they even had that lead is because Brunson was chucking him out the game. Cat was 10 for 14. The brother only missed 4 shots. Let's get into the Cat film. I just need you guys to see how they literally have zero answer for Cat. They had to bias Harris on Cat. Cat is going downhill playing like he's Giannis. Like, bro, I'm being so serious, New York. Literally just give Cat the ball. Take us to the promised land. I promise you. Now, is it going to get 73% from the field? Hell no again. That's crazy. You're telling me, though, I wouldn't be surprised if he was like 58, 59% from the field at the end of the game. He gave you 32. And if he gave you 32, Brunson's probably giving you like 24, 25. And at that point, you're probably winning the games by 15 to 20. Just look at what they're trying to do to guard Cat. Because they know for a fact Thompson can't do it. Like, Thompson's a great defender, no doubt. But he's much better on guards and wings. Cat just... Again, like, what are you going to do with that? You can't do anything unless you're going to foul. Now you got Cade on Cat. He's like, give me the ball. Goes downhill. He's just doing whatever he wants. That's an and one, by the way. Again, literally give Cat the ball. I get it. It's Brunson's team. No one's doubting that. I don't want to hear that Brunson had a good game, by the way. When you're terrible for 3 quarters, like, I get it. Like, he helped them in the fourth. He's also the reason they were down damn near 20. Give Cat the ball. I promise you, you guys are going to... I think you guys are winning the series anyways, but you give the ball to Cat, and the series doesn't have to be that close. And then I got to talk about Cade. Cade's shot selection has been horrendous. So we're going to get into that real quick. So then we got to get into Cade's game. Because Cade and Brunson, for the first 3 quarters, until Brunson basically turned up, were having a missing contest of who wanted to miss more shots, right? Mikal pokes the ball out. Cade takes this extremely toughly contested fade. Shot clock low. Okay, cool. That's a tough make, right? No doubt. Is that a great shot? Not really. Again, you get OG on him. Slows him down. Forces him to, like, again. Breaks down. Waits. Takes this. Again, it's just not a good shot. Stewart does a great job of bailing him out, though, right? Getting the O board. Again, Cade's got the man behind him. Can't finish. That's not a bad shot. That's a shot he'd probably make again if he had it over. OG does a great job, right? Just absolutely fighting over screens. And I don't know where the thought process is on this. You have the big man rolling. Just roll with the pass. Give it to Tobias. He had 20. Like, this is just a poor shot. I'm sorry. It just is. Cade's shot selection has to be better, or they're getting swept. Like, comfortably getting swept. Because... I mean, unless we're saying that the Pistons have that good of an offense where Cade can be, I don't want to throw shots, but like Jason Tatum was yesterday, and they can still win by damn near 20. That, first of all, I missed something about this Pistons offense, because at that point, this team should have been like in dark horse contention status or something. If Cade's playing like this and taking these kinds of shots, the Knicks are going to sweep them. Cade, you have to pick better spots. You just have to. I get it. The defense is tough. This is playoff basketball. Whether we like to admit it or not, these are the toughest moments. This is where superstars, this is where the faces of the generation are made. This is where players get into the top 5, top 10, top 15. Like, this is where you make your legacy. Is it fair always? No. Like, no doubt. And I'm not saying that you're going to plummet off the list because of this. But we got to be real. Like, if these are the shots you're taking, things are looking nasty. And then we're going to get into the Wolves-Lakers matchup. Now, there was, if you remember, guys, my video with Dream. Shout out to him, by the way. That's my guy. I said a player like Naz Reid could be the X factor in this Wolves series. Because the Lakers going small ball is not going to save them. Because the Wolves can do small ball and arguably do it even better. Now, is it better for guys like Luka and Bron? Sure, like the perimeter players benefit way more in the Lakers. But Naz Reid is going to be a way better rebounder or whatever than whoever the hell they've got running the five. I think they had Bron running the five at some point. Let's just look at Naz Reid, right? And look at the looks he had. Now, if I'm the Wolves, all there is one note I do have. Continue to attack the rim. You weren't doing it enough. Cleaning the glass. I think they were like third to last out of all the playoff teams in terms of frequency of attacking the rim. Get downhill more. I get it. By the way, you're not going to shoot that well from three again. They were like 50% from three for the night. That will not be happening again. Presumably. I mean, unless it's like the Miami Heat against the Bucks 2 years ago or last year. No, 2 years ago. Then sure, you got it. Like, you guys are going to just have that historic series and you might just sweep the Lakers at that point. I would say keep that lineup. Okay, Lakers, you want to go small? You don't want to keep in, your guy? You're like that. Like, there's nothing that the Lakers can do about that. The offense is spread. Like, again, if you're the Timberwolves, continue to be ready to fight downhill. But now you've got to keep guys inside, right? So the Ant can get the ball. And then look at that, because they're all trying to fight to get a board because they don't have a big. If they continue to have games like this, they're a 23-6 run. I want you to understand that they were down, right? You take away, they're down 21. They were down 13. They're up 10. This team is doing whatever they like, right? Rudy then, right? Because Rudy's in now, and they don't have a big. So Rudy can defend the rim against someone like LeBron. I don't know why they included that, by the way, in Nas 3-point shots. But again, now they shrink the floor because they're trying to help Luka. Naz Reid's wide open in the corner. If it stays like this, it's getting ugly for the Lakers real quick. So keep doing your thing in terms of, like, taking advantage of the small ball and, getting your spacing out. Attack the rim more, though. Do not become complacent in the three ball, because if there's a game where you brick from three, you're going to lose by 30. And now let's get into what the Lakers need to do, which is get LeBron into the game quicker, because by the time he got back into things, it was already too late. So, LeBron did not have that good of a game. I know the stats look better than they are. But LeBron, I think, just needed to get more involved early. I really do. Right? He takes Rudy out for the midi. Tough miss, right? Would I recommend that shot again? Probably not. But again, there's nothing you can do per se. So, tough shot. Cool. Then I just want to see when his next shot even is in this game. That is unacceptable. Now, I'm not sure if he got sat. Maybe it was that, but so LeBron in the 12-minute quarter shot one shot with 7 minutes left. So he went about 4.5 minutes not shooting the ball. Then he went another basically 7 minutes and 20 seconds. So he went like 11 minutes with no shots. If you're basically just trying to go, Luka, get us out of here, this isn't the Mavs. Back when they didn't have Kyrie and it was just him, Porzingis. Like, you've got to, like, LeBron needs to be aggressive. It's just that simple, guys. Like, I like that three, right? Like, it's open. I would take it again if I'm LeBron. Like, that's not a bad shot, right? You're going to get the screen action here, right? Get Conley out of the way. Back open to Bron, right? Not necessarily the best shot, right? Like, force the downhill action. Naz Reid's the dude at the rim. Gets the N1. Like, force your way downhill if you can. Now, if you're getting clamped up, if you're getting forced, it's an ugly shot. Okay, cool. I get it. But LeBron, you have to fight your way downhill. Because if not, and you're not taking advantage of when this Minnesota team goes small and you're letting them be able to still keep the rim protected, Naz Reid's going to outboard just about most of the team. And at that point, you're not getting extra possessions. The Wolves are, and things are getting ugly. And then finally, I want to talk about the Warriors, which is going to be very simple. Well, actually, I lied. Let me cover the 3 other series that we have real quick. I'm not even going to show a film because this is going to be very simple. Memphis, congratulations. You guys made the playoffs again. You can pack your bags, go home. Call Taylor Jenkins. Apologize to him like he's your ex-girlfriend. You didn't mean to break up with her. Right? You made a mistake. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Bring her back if you can. And we move. Orlando. Paulo, I'm glad you hooped. I actually am. Made a video about you. You're proving my point. Franz, you could do better from 3. Orlando, when you go back and you pack your bags and you maybe steal like 1 game from the Celtics, you need to immediately go to the front office and say, give me a point guard that can shoot and space and give us some playmaking, please and thank you, and we'll take that immediately. Cool. Fun series. Heat Cavs. To Miami Heat fans, from a Chicago Bulls fan, you are in the same boat we are now, where you have players that are good, not good enough to win you a championship, not bad enough to get you a top pick in the lottery. You are now stuck in complete mediocrity. You were in a game with the Cavs, and it looked close, like, oh, it's an 8-point game. The Cavs looked dominant in a different way because when they got their lead, they basically never gave it up. At no point did the Heat really feel like they were in that game. And then Ty Jerome spazzed on you. Those 3 series, congratulations all the top seeds. You're doing your job. I'm glad you are. No doubt. I'm sorry to the fans of those teams who wanted something more in depth. Shea and Tatum, you guys need to be better. I don't care if you won your games. Those are, especially, I know Shea's shooting splits were horrendous. So were yours, Tatum. You're not slick. Neither of you two are safe. Be better. And now we can get into the Rockets. All right, guys, so this is going to be a very simple part. Get Şengün some offensive help. Curry's passed. Jimmy had a cool game. I know he ended up with 25, and it looks way better, but I think 5 or 6 of his points came in the last minute when they were already up 8 or 9, and the game was pretty much decided, so it was he had a cool game. Steph spazzed. The defense did what they were supposed to do. Şengün looked like Giannis in terms of he was the only dude that showed up for that game the vast majority of the game. Şengün had 26 or 27, 11, and 1 or 2. Well, it's hard to get more assists when this is what you got going on. Jalen Green got Draymond on him. Whatever reason, that's the thought to be the shot, right? But Şengün bails him out. Now you got Curry. What is that? Again, let's just watch this. Dylan Brooks is open. Fred VanVleet's open. Give it to Şengün who can give it to them. What is that? Again, I took the Warriors in 5 in this series anyways, and it's because of stuff like this. Their offense is not good. Their offensive weapons are not good. I love Şengün. I've got respect for him in his game. It is not number 1 weapon offense, and even when it was tonight, or last night, nobody else showed up, basically. And guess what? You held the Warriors under 100 points, right? That's incredible. Y'all couldn't crack 90. This offense is horrendous. I said it before when I talked about it, and that was the scariest thing about them going into this playoffs. It smelled like Orlando last year all over again. And that's basically what it was. The defense was there, right? Curry still went for 30. Jimmy, they almost combined for 60. It was only a 10-point game. Now imagine if Jalen didn't go 3 for 14 and Fred didn't go 3 for 15. And they gave you any form of competent offense. You might have won that game. You might have pulled off the comeback when the Warriors were damn near up 20. Right? But then you're getting shots like this. He makes it, but that's a terrible shot. right? Like, again, I'm not trying to hate on Jalen Green specifically, but I'm trying to tell you guys it's because of stuff like this that this team is not winning this series. Houston, y'all in the offseason, get yourself someone who can be a number one, please. Whether you draft them, whether you trade for KD, whether you trade for I don't know who, but this ain't going to work. This whole, like, barely any competent offense, like Fred VanVleet being your main offensive facilitator outside of Şengün is horrendous. But he's the best guy that can run it because Jalen Green can't do it. Reed Shepard barely looks playable. Amen Thompson's awesome. Can't really shoot though. So it's like, oh. Let me know what you guys think, man. This was an awesome video. I had a lot of fun making this video. As always, guys, this was Enter Nose Hoops. Let me know what you guys think of these game ones down below in the comments. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. The playoffs are here, man. Peace out.